What's up? What's up? What's up? And what it do? What it do? What it do? Welcome to Random Thoughts with DVP. Today is the 23rd of August, 2023. Welcome to the show. I was out hooding yesterday, and this is when you know you're old. When you see something from old school you just got to buy, you don't even care what it costs. I know some of y'all don't know nothing about Clearly Canadian, but that was the drink back in the day. This is my first official drink when I used to work at the city. Me and the Clearly Canadian, the Mountain Black Bear. Oh yeah, that was it. So I saw some when I was working on my gigs yesterday. What's up, J Mo? And I just had to get it. But I'm sure you youngsters, y'all don't know nothing about that Clearly Canadian. But that's the business. So I'm gonna drink that during the show today instead of my natural stuff. So today, we're gonna talk about some stuff because, ladies, gentlemen, I think somewhere along the way we got the game all fucked up, and I don't know why or how it happened, but it's all fucked up, and we need to set some boundaries. We need to just get some things rocking and rolling. But what we're gonna do first is my monologue. Next week, let me just do my pre-cure. Next week, I'm gonna have J Mo and Philip and a couple other people. We're gonna talk politics because this is the monologue, and I ain't gonna talk no more about politics probably today. Politics are what they are. Whether you believe in them, whether you trust the system, yada yada yada, whatever. When you're gonna debate, facts matter. And there's three types of facts: yours, mine, and the. Okay? Once you understand that in basic conversations, it makes life a whole lot easier. A whole lot easier because then you know how to take the conversation. Let me give you an example of yours, mine, and the. Your and my facts are personal. They are facts, but they're not world facts. They are facts to the situations or our lifestyles. Example, and I'm going to use Joe because Joe, my dude. Joe thinks his mother was the greatest mother in the world. That is his fact. My fact is my mom is the greatest mom in the world. It is not a world fact for either one of us, but it is factual to us. Okay? Who we think is the best at something, that's an opinionated fact, but it is still true. It is not a world fact. A world fact that cannot be disputed is that Joe Biden is the president of these United States. Forget what the orange dude said, forget what his followers say, forget what anybody on Fox say. The world fact is the president of these United States is Joseph Biden. The fact is that, Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, Joe's one of my political experts, he knows a lot. One man by himself has been indicted more than all presidents combined in the history of this whole world. That is a fact. That ain't a feeling. That ain't a me disliking him. That is just a simple fact. It's irrefutable. There's nothing you can do. He's been twice impeached. He owns the record for most impeachments, but it ain't more than all the other presidents combined. But them indictments is, and they steady coming. So when you want to talk about certain things, understand as well, when you are debating things that are facts, you have to know what kind of fact it is. Is it your fact, my fact, or the fact? We can sit here and debate about what time it is in the world. I am in Georgia. Fact is, it is 6:07-ish in the PM. Now, somewhere it's 9 o'clock, 9:07, somewhere. So we can debate facts about where you are and what time it is. But this show is done 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You see where I'm going? Whether you think I'm cute or not is an opinionated fact. Whether I think you're cute or not is an opinionated fact. But you can't make them be mine. I can't make mine be yours unless I have something to back it up. So when we talk about certain things, and that was just an easier one, the fact is, what do we consider rich? Rich is subjective. which is why they tell you if you set out to make money, you will never get to your goal if you don't have an amount. You can't set a goal to be rich, because what's rich? When you're broke, $100 is rich. When you got a little money, $1,000 may be rich. At some point, you have to have a number so that you can get to that number. Same thing with losing weight. You have to set a true destination so that you can know if you factually got there or if it's still debatable. You have to set yourself up for these. Joe says an opinion is a statement that expresses a feeling, attitude, or value, judgment, or belief. It is a statement that is neither true nor false, or it may feel true for some, but false for others. A fact can be proven true or false through objective evidence. I like that. See, that's why I got him. He's smarter than me. See, so I made a post and I said, as a fact, there's nobody who can speak for all men. There's nothing that all men like. All men don't even like women. And somebody wants to come back with me, start talking about all heterosexual men like women. See, but you want to add something to the equation. And I'm okay with that. But now you're qualifying stuff. But my fact doesn't change. The fact is that all men do not, there's nothing that all men like. Nobody can speak for all men. Not DVP, not Joe, not my guest Omega or Mo. We can only speak for us, and we can say what we've heard. But we know that we know whether we know somebody personally, we know that all men don't like women. That is a fact. And somebody wants to debate that fact with me, which just proves the point that there are some conversations that you can't just have with people because they will always try to slant it in a direction with their emotions, with their feelings. And you know who does this more than anybody else in my world? See, this is an opinion. You know who does this more than anybody? And me and my producer were just having this conversation. Men who are so logical. Oh, men are always logical. We're problem solvers. We're this. But you see them arguing over football games. You see them arguing over women. You see them going to jail over stupid emotional stuff. So how logical can we be? Scenario that me and my producer was talking about. Her name is Mel. Me and Mel are dating. Okay? And I'm going to use Joe because he's here. Me and Mel are dating. Mel creep off with Joe and they do whatever they do. I found out and I beat Joe up. So I lost my woman. I'm going to beat Joe up. So that means I'm going to go to jail, which is going to cost me some money. It may cost me my job. What's logical about that? What's logical? The logical thing is just to leave and get over it. But hitting somebody means I'm going to go to jail. I'm emotional about this. But men are logical. In my 20 years of working in clubs, I could count on one hand the number of times women got into a fight. Don't get it twisted. Y'all come there and kill a car or bust a window. But y'all don't fight. Y'all do something outside the club so y'all can get away. Men, on the other hand, I can't even start counting on fingers and toes and using friends the fights that I've had with men who fought about somebody stepping on their shoe, somebody wasting the drink on them, some other unintentional act, somebody speaking to their girlfriend, somebody bumping them, shit like that. But we love to talk about how logical we are. Make it make sense. That's all I want. I just want to make it make sense. But if you're going to debate, know what you're debating and why you're debating. That's all I'm going to say. Because, ladies and gentlemen, on Tuesday and Friday, I have time. I'm at one of my gigs, and I'm getting paid to chill and be there. So I got time to be on Facebook, because that's the only time I really do it, on Tuesday and Friday, because I'm getting paid. Because other than that, most of y'all, and luckily most of the people on the show don't fall in this category, but most of y'all seem to be borderline idiots. You love to repeat what you hear. In this age of information, you won't research it. Joe is going to be on my show next week when we talk politics. There are lots of things that me and Joe don't agree on. There are lots of things that me and Joe disagree on. But guess what? It don't make Joe stupid or it don't make me stupid. It just means we have a difference of opinions. That's it. That's it. See, whether black people ever get reparations or not, as much as we can talk about it ad nauseum, it's an opinion. It's an opinion. It hasn't happened yet, which is a fact. What's up, Jess? But we're going to get into that. That's a whole nother show, though. So what we're gonna do now is I done got my monologue going. I done spoke to my two crazy. Why is it my crazy friend's name start with J? Joe, Jess. It might just be a coincidence, but there's no such thing as coincidences, are there? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna pop my top on my clearly Canadian, and we'll be back in a few seconds, in a few minutes, with Omega in the house, and hopefully more show up soon.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
T. Madden and Associates is a sophisticated and experienced law firm located in your neighborhood. We're turning injury to cash.
T. Madden and Associates obtained almost $2 million for my injury. They turned my injury to cash.
Now, we can't guarantee how much your injury is worth, but we've recovered millions for our clients.
Call T. Madden and Associates at 833-PAID-123. That's 833-PAID-123.
Stride K-12 powered schools are ready to put over 20 years of being a leader in online education to work for you. Dive into curriculum designed for the online classroom. Team up with state-certified teachers trained in virtual instruction. Take control of your child's education journey. Discover the power of personalized learning with a leader experienced in preparing kids for a future they can be excited about. Take charge. Stride K-12. Enroll now for the fall.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Where my partner at? I know he riding in the car doing something illegal. Go on and bring him in. You know what I'm saying? He said his car ain't stolen, so we can have him on here with us. What's going on, little bro? What's happening with you?
Hey, what's going on, big brother? Doing all right, man. Grinding. You know how that go.
That's what's up. Now, for those of y'all that don't know, Omega is Omega. Like most people, is one of my cyber friends. Never met this brother, but we end up on some post together, and the brother showed me a certain amount of intelligence, and he showed me some things that I didn't care for, but he showed me that he had the ability to elevate. So I just shot him a message and gave him some tips. And you know what? He didn't say mind your business. None of that. He was like, okay. And he took it in. And You know, this is one of the things I try to tell people. You can offer people information. See how they take it and let that tell you where the relationship gonna go. If people would have took it the wrong way, it wouldn't have been no harm, no foul, because some people do think they know everything. And I'm okay with that. I just know to keep my thoughts to myself. But why would I not try to help another brother raise up if I can offer a little piece of advice? And this is one of the things that we gotta stop being so against things that can't nobody tell us nothing, or I'm that dude, or my favorite, everybody named mama claim to be an alpha. And like I posted last week, if y'all understand this alpha y'all claim to be, y'all ain't protective of shit. Y'all destructive. Y'all ain't trying to lift nobody up. So why do you think you're alpha? Why do you think you're alpha? But you love to say that. And from what I've been told, alphas don't have to introduce themselves. Other people will give them that title. See, you ain't never heard Tom Brady say he was the greatest. Now, Muhammad Ali said it, but that's a whole different animal now. That's a whole different, ain't nothing wrong being a little braggadocious. Enough people done said it for you, and he backed it up. So, anyway, I got my boy Omega here, because Omega is a shit starter too. But he's an intelligent shit starter. And that's all I want out of life. Because just because you came from somewhere, don't mean you have to live in that neighborhood. You can elevate yourself, whether it's through this age of information or whether it's just through wanting to see better and do better. We don't have to stay where we came from. And I don't even know where Omega, I don't even know where he's from. But the point is a lot of us came from less than. A lot of brothers came from less than. And we got this air about us where nobody can tell us anything. So when I reached out to this brother, and I said, one of the things I want to do is I want to talk about emasculation. And I'm going to apologize because I'm going to hold off on it till the break, because I need for the definition to be up. Because clearly when we say shit, we don't always know what it means. But we love to claim that we give words their own definition. Again, know who you're talking to. Omega, again, I'm gonna let him speak for himself in a minute. But Omega, like a lot of people who know me, know that I don't like the N word. They respect that fact. And I know when they say it, they don't mean no harm. I just don't like it because I don't want anybody to say it to me. Because I believe if you say it with love and a smile on your face, somebody else can say it and you're gonna take it the wrong way. But that's what people do. They call you what other people call if they see you receptive to it, because everybody want to be friendly unless they truly want to fight. So if I let people say, "What up, N?" If a white boy said it to me, then I kind of got to roll with it, or else I'm being prejudiced. Just saying, that's my opinion. I don't make nobody else live by that. Nobody. Everybody do what they want. Like I said, and I don't take it personal. I know they don't mean no disrespect, but I respect the fact that they respect the fact that I don't want to be called that. That's all. So Omega, tell us about yourself right quick, so we can go ahead and start some shit.
I'll keep it super short. My name is Omega Black, professional shit starter. I've been in the league for about 3 years. Currently leading in most controversial posts after nighttime. Looking to get in the Hall of Fame or shit starting, man. That's pretty much it.
Well, you got 2 gold jackets. Don't start no shit. There won't be no shit. Come on now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, but I also am a entrepreneur. I'm in the DMV now, originally from Florida, but in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area now. One of my endeavors is a spirit brand. So if you are a drinker, more specifically, if you are not a gin drinker, then I have a gin that you will love. I'll say that again. If you don't like gin, I have a gin that you will love. It's a citrus berry gin. We have been in business now. This is going on our 3rd year. We're looking good. We're looking to revamp and change our bottle, kind of revamp our brand. But the name of the liquor and the liquor company is Sankofa Bottling Company. Some of you may know what Sankofa means. For those of y'all that don't, it means it's an old African adage that says it is not wrong to go back for that which has been forgotten. And it's a family-owned business. And yeah, that's about it.
And I would tell you how good it tastes, but I ain't got my bottle yet. But I ain't gonna be petty this show. Well, maybe I am, but I ain't got my body yet. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, so like I said, me and I like this brother, and I see some of his posts, and every now and I have to remind, bro, when you being petty, or when you being starting shit, go on and tag me, because I'm gonna tag you on my stuff, because one of the things I try to tell people is what's in my world, what's in Omega's world is what we normally see. And a lot of what we see in our world are people who are like us. If you really want to know shit, you got to put shit out there with people who don't know you, who ain't trying to gain favor with you. Which is why I say a lot of times when I post something, I never comment, because I don't want people siding with me. I need to see what they're saying so I can say objectively, this is what people are saying, whether I agree with it or not. This is what people are saying. Like right quick, I made the post where I shared the post about I'm out somewhere and I see my partner's woman with another dude all hugged up in the thing. What to do? And it amazed me that most people where I have put this have said they ain't gonna do nothing. It ain't their business. And someone, they tell stories about how they tried to do something and then end up getting cussed out by both of them. Mm-hmm. That blows me. Because if I know that and didn't say nothing to me, I'm going to have a beef with you. Because I want to be told. And the poster who posted when I originally did it, I said what I would do is I would talk to my partner and give him the scenario. Yo, bro, if your girl was out with somebody all hugged up and shit, would you want to know? And if they say, yeah, I'm going to send them the picture. If they say no, then I'm just going to keep talking, act like it was just a scenario that I was just asking them about. But I would be upset if Omega saw Trina hugged up with some dude and didn't say something to me. Say something to me. Don't let me be the fool if we're supposed to be cool. And even though I never met this brother, we're supposed to be cooler than that. And, and that's what I say, you got to know your friends. I don't want none of my friends to get set up to be stupid. But I know I got some stupid friends. I know I got some. But most of the people saying, I'm going to just mind my business. And it's funny, nobody answered. If it was your partner, what would you want? Nobody answered that part. They skipped over that part. Because most people want to know, but you don't want to tell nobody. And it's like, how y'all get there? So, based on your post about the what was the fight or the picnic, Omega, would you want to know if your girl was out hugged up with some other dude?
I would want to know, but I wouldn't be upset if he didn't say nothing. Like I guess it depends on where I'm at in the relationship with the woman that he's seeing. You know what I mean? So I'll give you an example.
She you live in. Y'all live together.
I honestly, like I said, I would want to know, but I wouldn't be mad if they didn't tell me, because me personally, I wouldn't, if I seen Trina out with somebody else, I wouldn't run and call you. I wouldn't take a picture of Trina. But when we talk, I would make it clear, you telling me, hey, man, I'm thinking about proposing to Trina. I'm going to definitely be that one friend that's like, bro, you sure you sure you want to do that, brother? Like, you sure? But hold on. Then maybe I ask certain situations, hey, well, look, would you be mad if Trina was hugged up with some dude at the TGI Fridays 2 years ago? And if you say, I would be upset, then I'm gonna give you that look like, you know what I mean? Like, but as far as, like I say, just running and telling you I seen her on Friday night on the way home, I stay out of it, brother, because I guess like other people said, that situation can't always go bad, especially if you and Trina stay together. Now, when I come over there, the vibe is funny. It's different because I'm the guy, she in your ear, he trying to break us up. But really, I just seen, what I saw. You stay with her. I'm looking at you kind of funny. I'd rather just stay out of it. So if somebody did that for me, I wouldn't be mad at it.
And I get it, but to me, it's gay. It's gay for me to say Omega told me he saw you. See, to me that's outside the line. Cause and it's funny, it happened to me before, where somebody saw my ex-man, but she was my wife at the time. They saw my wife having lunch with another dude, acting out, And she said, hey, I saw your wife. And my ex had a distinctive look. She was all hugged over some dude. So I call her. She don't answer the phone. I call her. She don't answer the phone. I shoot her a text. 2 hours later, she hit me back. And she like, I've been working. Because I wouldn't have been upset had she said I was at lunch with a dude. Because, sometimes things ain't what they appear. So
Right.
I'm like, what you been doing for the past couple of hours? Oh, I've been working hard. See, now we got a problem. So when I hit her with it, she like, who you got spying on me? What we ain't gonna do is change the subject. So you forgot that while I was calling you and texting you, you forgot that you had lunch with a dude? You forgot? And and that would be my thing. Cause see, I used to always want to be on Cheaters. Cause I don't ever understand if y'all ever seen Cheaters. It's a funny show to me. When they catch the people doing something, that's when they should get old girl. Don't catch them later. When they in the bed doing some shit, call them. We come to get you now. We gonna get this now. Why we waiting? 3-4 more days? Why we waiting for her?
We gotta also acknowledge though, the host of Cheaters got stabbed. You know that.
Uh-huh.
So I mind my business. I mind my business.
But see,
the host of Cheaters got stabbed.
But come on now, why he get stabbed? Running up in that man's face, thinking his security gonna help.
Yeah.
If he'd have stayed back, like most of them, he would have got a finger pointed at him and told him to get out of his way. But he ran up on that man thinking he was bad. That man was like, yo, I'm about that life. What they say, know who you're dealing with, first of all. Know who you're dealing with when you walk up on somebody. But
right.
And so like I said, me and Omega was talking, and I'm looking at some things. Like I said, we have had some deep conversations, and I always appreciate another opinion. And one of the ones, well, close, she wasn't lying. She was just she hadn't had time to tell me, even though I sent her a text and then I asked her, what were you doing? She forgot that she was in lunch. It's kind of like, how we forgot we had sex with a chick. We forgot that we pulled our pants down and inserted into her. It was all in the moment. I was going to tell you that I couldn't remember the whole thing because, of course, we forgot when we had sex. You got to believe we do this. And but my thing was, as we start talking about us, men right now, and this is for men and women, we are who we are. Despite what people try to claim, there's nothing that's 100% certain about any of us. All of us are not hunters. All of us are not good with money. All of us are, there's nothing that's 100% about men other than what biology and science says. We got the penis, the balls, we got the Y chromosome, the X chromosome, whatever it is, we got the chromosome that the women ain't got. That's it. That's the only thing men have in common. That's it. Nothing else. All of us don't like big booties. All of us don't like big breasts. Yeah, all of us don't like women. So when people start saying, oh, a real man this, a real man that, well, a real man is what this is why he got 12 pages, because he keeps getting suspended. Hey, I can read lips. I can't hear worship, but I can read lips. And it's funny to me when, I want to talk about being emasculated. Can you put up the definition for emasculation right quick for me, boss lady? And men love to holler they've been emasculated. Men love to holler they've been emasculated. And I'm confused because emasculation, one, got so many meanings. A person is a man, deprive a man or male role, his identity. How can somebody say something, do something to deprive you of your identity? What can a woman do to deprive you of your identity? Can you answer that one for me, Omega?
I think if you're a man and are masculine, then there's nothing that a woman can do to deprive you of your masculinity or your male role, male identity. But I think that if you are in a developmental stage or a younger boy, then I think that, there are things, of course, that a woman can do to kind of put you in that situation.
I think she can toy with your mind, which means you ain't where you supposed to be yet. That's just me, because there's nothing you can say. We're going to be disrespected. We're going to be challenged. But you're not emasculating me by talking shit to me. You're not emasculating me by calling me a boy. You just speaking your
Well,
mind.
yeah,
Go ahead.
I was thinking more of like let's say a mother to a son.
Well, and
So
let's keep it to
I don't necessarily
relationship.
look at right. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was what I was speaking of. So
Okay.
I
Okay, I
understand where you're
got you.
going. So from that aspect, as far as a relationship, I feel like I can only speak for I can't only speak for myself. I will speak for myself and just say, for me personally, there's nothing that a woman can do to emasculate me, because I stand firmly in my masculinity. So I think the men who say that, I would say the men who allow women to emasculate them, whatever that means to them, are probably less masculine than what they think they are. I put it that way.
And since you've given a lot of examples, but understand again, and I'm gonna stick to this: being disrespectful. If being disrespectful emasculates you, then you wasn't there to start with. So putting another man in my face, slapping me, or getting pregnant and tell me the baby ain't mine, none of them affect me as a person. I mean, not who I am. You getting pregnant with another man's baby just means you lose. You slapping me mean you want to fight. You put another man in my face mean you want him to get punched. None of those emasculate me. And we dudes love to use that term way too loosely, and it makes me think that you're kind of soft to begin with, because two men can fight. You see it all the time. Muhammad Ali fought Joe Frazier, George Foreman. Sometimes he won, sometimes he lost. That's another man in his face. Which one of them got emasculated by the beating? Now, it's just part of what we do. Me and Omega can have a disagreement and be toe to toe. Yeah, we might even be emotional and throw blows at each other. Which one of us was emasculated? We're gonna say the same thing, bro. You was being disrespectful. You was being disrespectful. But disrespect and emasculation ain't the same. And that's
so let me ask you a question, brother. If I think we both agree, but I'm pretty sure we both agree that it is a man's job to protect and provide for a woman, right? Would you agree with that?
Say it one more
His
time.
woman. It is a man's job or a man's role to protect and provide for his woman.
For men like us, yes.
Okay. So now let's say Trina working her own job, making her own money, and she tells you, now mind you, you feel this is your role to protect and provide for her, and she tells you, I don't need you to provide, I just need you to protect. I got my own house, you got your own house, we can move together, go half on the house, whatever you want to do, but I do not need you to provide. Technically, she's taking you out of what you view your role is. Would that count as emasculation?
No, that counts as me not vetting her properly and knowing what she wanted before I entered into a commitment with her. And me not having a conversation because and what you did was good. See, I've been on dates with women, and I'm from the South. I believe in opening doors. This is just who I am. I dated women who I don't need no man to open my door. Cool. That means you don't want to be the queen in my kingdom. But you can't emasculate me. I can just take you back home. Because what we're not going to do is argue about what you think you want. So once we ain't on the same page, you can't, because you don't have the authority to take from. It's kind of like knowledge. Once you know something, who can take it from you? Nobody. Once you know who you are, because Omega, you've been challenged. Did you feel like you had to go beat somebody up because you lost something, because somebody said something to you? And to me, this goes back into what I was talking with my producer about before the show, about us being so emotional and not knowing it because we're in denial about it. But if somebody can say something to you to make you feel a certain way, then clearly you're emotional and not logical, because I am the breadwinner. I am the provider. She don't want me to provide for her, so that just means I get to save money if I want to stay in this relationship. But I'm going to still provide for me. I'm going to still provide what I want. She ain't going to give it back. But the onus is on me for staying in a relationship where I can't do what I think I need to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I hear you.
So it's kind of like when we choose to be in a poly relationship or something outside of the norm. Before we do something like that, we need to make sure that our partner is in that same mindset, or else we just working against ourselves. Because once she start resisting because we're the king, but we ain't told her what the plan was. Again, that was on us and our lack of communication. Is that emasculating? It just means we're not running our life the right way. That's just how I see it. And that's why I wanted you, because like I said, every time I see one of these brothers, she questioned him. I told her to do something. She questioned me. Why she always trying to emasculate me?
We got to be honest and admit this, D. You are the type of man, and I'm the type of man where if Trina tried to emasculate you by taking you out of your role in any way, you are the type of man that got the cojones to leave her alone. I'll go get me another one. But you have to understand the average man doesn't have those resources, one, or the ability to go get another woman. So they're dealing with, I would say that the average woman is dealing with who she wants to in the moment, whereas the average man is dealing with who he can in the moment. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, if for me personally, me and you, if I ran across a woman and she tries to emasculate me, it's going to be impossible for me to do it, because even if that was her mission, she ain't going to be around me. But there are some men who can't, you know what I'm saying? It comes down to either I get emasculated or I ain't got no action. I know a lot of fellas that'll choose action.
Right. So and this is my kickback. So your feet don't work. Because clearly women don't always need the upper crust. So if you have emasculated your own self to the point where you believe you can only get this, then you did that yourself. She didn't do that. You did that to yourself.
But Trina, no disrespect, Trina is a fine woman.
Exactly.
So let's just say a man less than your stature fumbles around, stumbles around, and lands him a Trina, bro. He gonna get emasculated. He don't get she gonna walk all over that man.
But see,
she gonna walk all over that man.
But what was the first thing he said though? He fumbled around and got her. It was never the plan. He just lucked into it. Like a lot of guys, they luck into stuff, which is why it's so easy for them to fall into this, because they were already, they didn't have the ability to be the king that we all claim to be, because we love to be called kings. So if you're gonna call yourself a king, that means if that's what you're gonna call yourself, you're gonna call yourself a king, you're gonna call yourself an alpha, as we go back to what you're saying, then yeah, if you're gonna call yourself king or alpha, then yeah, you gotta be the hunter, you gotta be the leader, you gotta be the decision maker. So the first decision you make is, if you run across a woman who don't want it, then you got to decide to walk away. Because other than that, you're giving up your power. She didn't take nothing from you. Omega, I met a girl, I thought she was one of the prettiest girls I ever met. She said, D, I like you. I could be with you, except I don't deal with brothers who got facial hair. I walked away. I ain't shaving for her. Omega, who you cutting your hair off for?
Not a man.
Hey, you still in a relationship now?
Yeah.
Love her, right?
I do.
And if she said, baby, you got to cut your hair off for me to stay here, who going?
Hey man, I love you on the way out.
And it's just hair. But if your hair is what you, but it's just that simple. Because sometimes we have to lose what we love to maintain who we are. And that's why I say you can't do it through words or threats. It ain't no different than when you meet that, and I hate to use it, that real woman. When you meet that one and you give her some ultimatum, she ain't gonna take them. So despite what y'all had, it may be time for y'all to move on. And if you're afraid to move on, you were emasculated before somebody even said something to you. Because there are some things that I'm sure, like me, now that you're in a relationship with somebody who you care dearly for, there's some things you just naturally don't do that you used to do when you were single. Out of respect and out of acquiescence, and knowing that if you want to keep this relationship going smooth, you can't be single Omega. You got to be King Omega and take care of your kingdom. When it's just you, you don't really have to be a king. You ain't got nowhere to worry about but you. But when you start letting people in your kingdom, you give up some power in order to start protecting everybody versus yourself. Would you say that's a fair statement? Why you don't like my friend?
Agreed.
So So we know that we give up some things. We give up some of the power. We give up some of our options once we decide we want to be in a committed relationship, depending on what type of committed relationship we in. So when I'm seeing this, and did you the $25 post? Did you see that one? But the guy who told the woman he was gonna take her to a nice restaurant.
Yeah.
And then when he got there, he told her, see, she can't emasculate him by doing that. He played himself. He played himself. So if she call another dude, which was one of the best responses I seen, try to say, I'm gonna call another dude, we're gonna move to another table, we're gonna eat right in front of him. Is that emasculating? No, he played himself. Why are you taking somebody somewhere and at the last minute you're gonna tell them they got a budget? When Omega, good looking dude, DVP ain't a bad looking dude, women will do stuff and it don't require a lot of money. All you gotta do is just not set them up for that. If you say, hey babe, can we go, hey, let's go to Chick-fil-A, let's go to whatever the local burger shack is or get some Chinese. Most of them they be like, all right, cool. But why would you tell her to get dressed to go to a fine diner and tell her she can't spend but $25? The drinks is $12. So who emasculated who? And when I see women making excuses for us, it agitates me. Because they lowering the bar unknowingly. So when you will get somebody, and I've seen a lot of what Omega do, and we have to live in our truth. And in that truth, if we're being true, Omega, let's put each other on the spot. Would you say that you have, and not count where you at now, but would you say that you have lost out on some good women by being more Omega the person than Omega the partner?
Most definitely.
And I have too, because I wasn't willing to do whatever it was to keep them, because they just didn't mean as much to me as I did to them at the time. And I couldn't see crossing over. You know, I tell the story all the time. You know, women say, oh, how you pick Trina? I didn't know you were serious. Well, that was your problem. You had all these preconceived notions, and it wasn't my job. Eminem say, I am whatever you say I am. That's it. If you would have took the time to ask me questions, you would have got to know more about me, but you let your notions, your preconceived notions run rampant. So how do I let you take something from me that's mine? Omega is Omega. DVP is DVP. There are certain things about me that are what they are. We probably both got a certain amount of shallowness to our system. We got women that we think are beautiful. We don't care what the rest of the world think about them, because the rest of the world don't matter. But some dudes, as Omega was saying earlier, won't let go of a woman because she's a trophy girl, and that's the best they can do, so they'll put up with shit. So she calling you out your name. She kicking you out your house. She making you sleep in another room. See, that shit ain't finna happen.
I don't know nothing about it.
She told me I couldn't even sleep in my bed, and you went for that shit? See, I put them on the test. But you're not going to tell me I can't sleep in my bed in my house. And if you want to leave, that's on you. But you ain't finna put me out of my shit. You know you muted yourself. I don't know if you meant to. Okay, there you go. So when I hear dudes saying this, I'm like, how she put you out of your house? Whose house is it, first of all? Oh, it's her house. Oh, okay. So you moved in with her trying to be the king. You paying the rent? Oh, no, we split it. Okay, so y'all are equal partners, which is why I would never do 50-50 with no woman. Never, ever. Never, ever. Get the rent 50-50. And again, this is my relationship. And I'm because I know Omega cool, I'm going to just say, Omega woman make 6 figures, high 6 figures. Omega make mid 5 figures. So she may make more. And I ain't got no beef with that. But so what they do is what they do. And this is what we have to start understanding relationships. I can't tell Omega what he should do. I can tell you what DVP would do. See, me and Omega both have the same concept that as the man, we're going to be providers and hunters and all that. So for us, we want to pay the mortgage. If I can't pay now another bill, I'm going to pay the mortgage.
Right.
I might have to borrow $10,000 from her every month to pay it. If I married Oprah, I'm going to work for Oprah, and whatever she pays me is going to take care of that mortgage. I ain't paying that else because I can't afford to. But it's certain things that when you have a mindset, you have to know. But if you're okay with that and your woman is okay with that, then that worked for y'all. That's why I hate when people start saying this and then they start talking about how people are emasculated. But if Omega, if him and his woman agree that they're going to do 60-40, what she doing is 60, it's not emasculating if she pay the rent. It's not emasculating if she say get out of her house. He is signed up for that knowingly and willingly. So when you do that, how can you get emasculated by something that you know already? Omega already said, for love of the game, he ain't cutting his hair. Y'all know I love Trina. If Trina said, I need you to cut your beard off, I'm going to beat you like Omega. Baby, you know, we had a hell of a run. But
I'm going to head out.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let's get this exit plan together because I don't want you struggling. I don't want nobody to take advantage of you. But this ain't what we gonna do.
So let me ask you this.
Hey, you see, Trina said something she would never say. Love you, baby.
Both of us, like I said, have the intestinal fortitude to leave. You know, if a woman is asking us to do something that we're not comfortable doing. But we also have to recognize that there are other men who don't have that. And what you're saying is the woman that didn't emasculate you, he was already emasculated. So now my question to you is, do women need more men like us or more men like them? Because it would seem to me that women want more men like them. But
that's where they got to be honest with themselves. And that's why when I see some who keep negotiating, giving and giving and giving, and it's like, well, what do you want? Because you got a chance earlier to see this. And if this is still what you're choosing, you can say you want a strong man, but you keep picking a weak man. Your actions and words ain't matching. And this is where honesty to thyself got to come in first. Because I'm sure there are times in our past where we have negotiated our souls for a woman. We did something and we end up being unhappy. And we just found it best to leave. Even though to everybody looking in, we had a dime. We had a total package. But that total package was fucking with our mental space. So are we going to stay with that total package for the crowd, or we're going to do what's best for us? Because once you're doing it for the crowd, you have already emasculated yourself. Ain't nothing nobody else did. You gave your power away. And she just kept reminding you of this. She just kept reminding you. And that's all I'm saying. Did I see the post where the boyfriend took $10,000 to pay his child support from a joint account?
See.
All right. Joint accounts. There's a place for joint accounts, if you ask me, but it is strictly for paying normal bills to make sure they get paid. If we're going to be in a household where everybody contributes. Other than that, joint accounts serve no purpose. This is from me. I'm gonna let Omega tell y'all. Omega, what's your stance on how finances should be run in the household? You got a job, your woman got a job. Should y'all split the bill? Should y'all have an account? How do you think? How does it work in your world?
So my opinion is, whatever you and your lady agree to. So if she makes more money and you make less, y'all figure it out, work it out. If you make more money, she makes less, y'all figure it out and work it out. So that's my opinion. As far as in my situation, so my lady had her own spot and I had my own spot. So she paid the rent and bills at her place. I paid the rent and bills at my place, and we would split, you know, kind of time. Sometimes I'd spend 3, 4, 5 days over her house. Sometimes she'll come over to my house, my kids over there, her kids over here. You see what I mean? So for me, it was a little different. But moving together, I would personally say, as far as the account wise, for me, her money is her money. My money is my money. If we have a joint account, then we're both putting money into this account. It's not a joint account if I'm just putting money into it. So I'm not with that. But if we have a joint account, something you have access to, we're both putting money into it. And then we both come together to make an agreement on what that money's spent on, whether it be the bills or my child support. Let's say she okay with that because I got to get it paid or go to jail. Whatever we agree together with that joint account money is what the money should be spent on. But she should have her own money. I should have my own money. Like I'm not trying to take anything away from what she's building on her own. So that's just, you know, me personally.
Right. And that's kind of what I agree with, because I heard people say they put all their money in one account. And hey, whatever worked for you and yours. I don't want Trina to see how much I'm spending on her gifts. I should know what she's spending on my gifts. I believe everybody should have their own account. Like I said, if we're gonna have a joint account to pay bills, which to me ain't necessary now because you can auto pay everything. But if we were in a position where we didn't have auto paying and we just paid it like that, I wouldn't mind having a joint account, but it's strictly for house bills. That way we can see if the money's being blown somewhere. Because, like I say, if you're making your own money, you want to do something stupid with it, you should be able to do something stupid with it as long as it don't affect the household. As long as it don't affect the household, I'm cool with that. Having a joint account with somebody and not having rules and stuff set up. See, I mean, we hear what people are saying, but do we know what their position is? Because right now, I'm gonna blame the woman. If you got a joint account with a man who who is deep in arrears, Uncle Sam can get that money. And that's why, we have to have deep conversations about what we're gonna put in your name, my name, our name. If one of us has issues with the government or somebody like that who got the ability to take the money. That's something that we got to have a real conversation about. Go ahead.
I would say one thing adding on to that we have to have a real conversation about is, to you ladies, if you marry a man who's on child support, essentially you are paying the child support. Even if it doesn't come directly from your check, but we all understand how a budget works. If y'all money is in together and he sends whatever a month to her, that's still money that could go to your situation. So if you marry a man with, that's on child support, essentially you're paying for it too. And in the reverse with men, if you marry a woman who has, bad credit or old student loans or has children, even if she doesn't ask you for $1 and she takes care of the children herself, it still counts as you're paying for it because your money is going to have to fill in whatever void that there is for her paying for her kids. You understand what I'm saying? So I think adding to what you're saying, we also just got to recognize that when you join with somebody and you marry with somebody, essentially their bills are your bills, their debt is your debt, their success is your success, and vice versa.
And again, it's one of them honest conversations you got to have. Even to the point of how you do taxes, how you do everything. Because if you're gonna relationship tip, if you're gonna co-join with somebody, ladies and gentlemen, do what you want to do, but do it with knowledge. Run a credit check and both of y'all share the credit information. That way y'all will know what's coming up. You will know if somebody got something that's going to be garnished, and this will tell you. This work with taxes, because if you file and y'all file as a couple, if one of us says it's arrears, they taking that money. They taking it because we're filing as one unit. And that's why you see a lot of people will file separately because one owe money and the other one don't want to take it. Because it's like, as Omega was saying, me and Trina, if I owe $10,000 in child support or whatever, and I'm like, hey, Trina, let me just file by myself, you file by yourself, because they're going to take mine. And let's just say I'm going to get $5,000 back. They're going to take my whole $5,000. If we file together and we get $10,000 and I owe $9,000, they're going to take our $9,000. And for me, that ain't fair. For me. But this is one of those things where you got to talk with somebody. And fellas, y'all got to quit being so sensitive. And it's okay to be emotional. Just know that you're being emotional. Once you know who you are, can't nobody take it from you. You can use it to your advantage. Because, again, my friend, my little brother, Omega has said certain things. But I don't think Omega knows that he don't have emotional moments, because men don't have a problem with emotions. We cry, we hurt. Every time I do something, it's logical. Me and Omega admitted 20, 30 minutes ago that we both done dumb shit in a relationship. There was no logic behind it. That was pure emotion and selfishness. When a man can't tell you that he's emotional, I'm telling you now, ladies, run. That's a flag. I'm sorry. That's a full-fledged stop sign. If you say, men are always logical. If you're always logical, that means you ain't never been in love. Because love make you stupid. And love is a pure emotion. And ain't damn man who ever been truly in love can in my mind, sit here and tell me he ain't done something stupid. Joe, where you at? You've been married 100 years, Joe. Have you had with your wife? I ain't trying to get you in trouble. Have you never done nothing stupid? Never? Because that's what love do. And it does it not just for us, it does it for them too. So, we always logical. Bro, no, you're not. No, you're not. Hell, even without being in love, we did stupid shit. Maybe you ever been in a fight before?
Most definitely.
What was logical about the fight? At the end of the day, other than winning the fight, what did you win?
That's it. Win the fight.
And
I guess express yourself. I don't know. Really at this
made
point,
you feel better.
Yeah, that's about it.
The last time a guy wanted to fight me, I said, dude, you know what I'm saying? I said, I don't know what you mad about, but I don't fight over emotion. I said, but if you put $500 on the table, then I will fight you because I got to get something to gain out of this that makes sense. And everybody like, so you ain't gonna fight unless I don't care what he say. Nothing ain't nothing he can tell me that's gonna bother me. But if we're fighting for money, then I can make it logical because I got something to gain. Well, he saying he gonna whoop you. He can say whatever he wants to say. He can say my mama ugly. That's his opinion. I don't care. Now, if I was in my 20s, I might have cared. I might have fought for free. But as I become more logical and in control of my emotions, I'm not fighting you for free. I ain't that mad about nothing. Oh, your woman look like a man. Okay, we all got opinions. And your opinion is she look like a man. That means you shouldn't have nothing to worry about. She don't want you don't want her. We all to the good. Oh, you think you funny? No, I'm just saying, I value your opinion. You think my woman is unattractive. Remember how many times I asked you, did you think she was cute or not for me? But yeah, I will fight for money because it makes sense. It makes sense to fight for money. But that don't mean I don't do emotional things. I'm 58 now. I still do emotional things. Shit, we went to Vegas. I spent money I ain't have because I wanted to see my baby smile. She liked the picture. That cost way too much, but I seen the way it made her smile. Omega said it earlier. We're here as providers and protectors and all that. There ain't much that we won't do if it'll make our woman smile or if it make our kids happy. We'll do some shit. It ain't got to make no sense. We'll not eat for 3 days if it's gonna make them smile. We eat later on. We might steal our co-worker lunch or some shit, but we'll do that. So, ladies, when you got these guys who are below standard by me and Omega standard or by some other women, know what you want. Know what you want. If he's always telling you that you're emasculating him, know what you want. Do you want a guy who is sensitive and insecure? Because I've said it before. Some guys love drama. Some women love drama. They deserve each other. Some people want peace. We can't keep saying everybody want peace. We can't keep saying everybody want to do better. I'm sure me and Omega both can name some men and women that we both know who don't like peaceful relationships. They ain't happy unless they breaking shit or threaten to kill each other or do something else. What you say, Trina? Yeah. Sure, y'all. We care about y'all smiles more than we do eating. Omega, would you miss a meal for your kids?
Yeah.
You know,
I miss the rest of my breaths in life for them babies.
Trina, we would do everything except cut our hair. Now, if the kids need us to cut our hair to be happy, then they're gonna have a life unhappiness. I think the line get drawn for them to be like, Daddy, can you cut your hair? I'm like, no. No.
I don't know. For my kids, God forbid, but somebody got a gun and for my kids, I cut my hair.
Oh no, don't throw guns now. We just talking about if they just ask you to cut your hair, Daddy.
Oh, my kids? Oh, nah.
Yeah. Oh no, Trina, I'm saying for women we ain't. But Omega, would you miss a meal to make your woman to do something for your woman? Trina, we don't blame. If
most definitely.
If you're the one that we've chosen, we're not talking about some chick we just sleeping with or some chick we seeing on the side. If we've chosen you as that partner, we'll do a lot of shit for you. Like drive to New York and back most of the time so you can get some sleep at night, knowing you don't like to drive, and missing work. See, we'll do shit that's technically emotional. Yeah. Quit trying to harass me. And I said we steal our co-workers' lunch. Stop playing. See, this is what I have to go through, Omega. This is what I have to go through right here. I'm being harassed in my own home. Harassed.
Well, that's her job.
But yeah, so as we do this, and I told Omega, come on with it. Ladies, know what you want. You can't say you want a guy like me or Omega or even more, and he's not here. But then you don't want to give up a certain amount of control because we feel the need to be protectors and providers, and we take that role serious. If you want to be, and again, I'm not knocking you. If you want to be in a 50-50 relationship, you need to find a guy that works for. Omega, how do you feel about 50-50 relationships?
I got no issue with them, honestly. I think whatever works for your situation. So let's say, well, where I'm at now, you know, I've been blessed. I got a new gig. My other businesses are starting to pick up. So I'm in a situation now where I can pay the rent, pay the mortgage, pay the bills by myself. I don't need a woman to contribute. Right. And then so the woman's money that I'm with can go towards investing in something else we're trying to build, her other businesses, my new businesses, whatever the case may be. But if I weren't there, then if it makes sense for me and my wife to split the bills 50-50 because she makes a certain amount and I make a certain amount, and you know, I'm putting my other money to the side to build a separate business or do whatever, then I'm totally fine with that. So the 50-50 thing, I understand that, you know, a lot of people draw a line in the sand and pick a side, but for me, I'm truly a whatever works for your relationship. Like if she make $1 million a year, she's a 10-time over millionaire.
Right.
And I'm on Section 8, but it makes more sense because my house at Section 8 is bigger than the one that she got. Then we about to work it out. She ain't my woman on paper. We gonna hire her shoes when the you know what I'm saying, when the welfare lady come by. We gonna do all of that. Like whatever worked for us, I'm with it. So I don't necessarily have it gotta be the man, it gotta be the woman, it gotta be 50-50. I think whatever it works for you, then that's what y'all should do. But as far as me and my lady, like I say, if in my situation, if I was to go 50-50 with my lady, then we are a partnership. We're equal. But me personally, I don't want a partnership. So if my woman needed that from me, then I would have to let her know, okay, I will, enter into a marriage with you where we are equal, but I also need my own space where I am the man, I am my own man. And if that's not in your home, then it's not in your home. But that's something that a woman is going to have to accept dealing with me, is I need a space where I am the king. And now if your space isn't that space, that's fine. I'm not trying to invade your space, but then give me the room, the elbow room to create my own space where I am king. That would be one thing. Like I say, that from dealing with a man like me, that a woman is going to have to understand. I can either be king at your house or I'm going to be king in my house, but I'm going to be king somewhere. So we either live together, we got 2 separate cribs. It's up to you.
And see, and I like the breakdown because it is a situational thing. But you heard at the end of the day, he don't want it. So you have to understand what this is and who you're dealing with, and make decisions accordingly. But you have to sit down and be true about your own financial plan. And to me, again, that's one of the things that you should sit down and discuss honestly before you decide to cohabitate or before you decide to be in a truly committed relationship. These are things that have to be discussed, because you don't want to get there and, using Omega's example, everything perfect, but the woman wants to be 50-50. But, okay, we can do this, but I'm going to need another space. Whereas, Antoinette saying these days it takes 2 full-time salaries, and I'm going to say, Antoinette, it don't. It all depends on how you do your money. It all depends on what you're trying to do.
And how you want to live.
Right.
How you want to live.
Right.
So think about this.
Go ahead.
Let me just say this real quick. Think about this. The men, I won't say the men, most of the men who are willing to go 50-50, the ones that the ladies hate, he want me to do half and still cook, clean, da. Most of those men wouldn't mind paying all the bills. They just understand the house that they could afford on $35,000, $40,000 a year. They understand you're not going to stay in it. And so in those men's mind, they're thinking, if I'm making 35 and she makes 40, that's $75,000 a year. We can afford this space where she'll be happy. But if, and again, every woman is different, but if a woman is fine with her and 3 kids, they living in a 1-bedroom and they struggling, grinding, stacking money, whatever, it's a lot of men that'll pay all the bills. But most men are very conscious that a woman ain't about to bring her 2, 3 kids in your 1 bedroom place. But most of the, I ain't gonna say most, I'll say the average income for a man is $45,000-$50,000 a year. What can he really afford at that salary? So if you truly want to be a stay-at-home wife, you can do that with most men, but your house is not going to be a 4 bedroom with a basement, a garage, and a goddamn yard. And I think that's another thing that the ladies got to recognize is the men, men who make 6 figures or better in the top 10%. That means 1 out of every 10 men is going to be 6 figures or better. 5 out of those 5 is going to be around 45,000, 50,000. Do you want to live in the home that a man who makes $50,000 can afford? If the answer is no, then you're going to have to pay half unless you got something that one of the 10% of men is looking for.
And this is where you have to talk openly and honestly about a budget. It was like when I did the post a few months ago about example, me and Trina break up. We get a divorce. Well, in my house, I got equity. It's I've been had it now. It's worth way more than when I purchased it. Would you be comfortable moving into my nice size house in my acre land, or would you want something different? If you want something different, you're gonna have to work because now it's gonna cost me more money. I'm in a good place now financially. So if you want more than that, then you have to understand what you are going to have to do to make it happen, which goes with what Omega's saying. Because as he was saying, a lot of them are stuck on the lower end of the earnings because they just ain't did it and they ain't made good sound decisions. Some have.
Right.
Like anybody who's had a house for 2-3 years, they got some equity in their house. It wouldn't be logical for them to sell that house and start new with somewhere else with a house that's now overpriced and smaller than what they got with no equity. Because now they're giving up all their emergency money as well. But that's a decision that you got to have. Because a lot of women say, oh, I ain't moving into another woman's house. And I'm like, unless you get a house built from scratch, you're always moving into somebody else's house. I don't even understand that mindset. Because you might as well say you ain't gonna never go to a hotel because people have slept there before. But this is where you have to have open and honest conversations to see where you at and what you're willing to do. Because I do believe when you move into a woman's house, you give up some things. And
oh yeah,
of course, sometimes you don't know till the first argument, but you got to pay attention. Unless you're going to take over all the bills, and even then, yeah. But this is something y'all need to
taking over all the bills, taking over all the woman's bills. All that does is buys you a 30-day window of when she kick your ass out. That's all that do. You got 30 days from the last time you pay rent to the next to get your ass out, get your shit. She can't if you paying all the bills, she can't throw your shit on the yard until 30 days. So that's all that do for you. I don't recommend moving with a woman at all. That's not the move. And I've done it. I've been there. I'm not knocking anybody doing it. But if you can, my boy, you better sleep on your man couch, sleep in your car, go back to your mama house and stack your money, whatever you got to do. But moving with that lady is not the move, bro. Because she's going to inevitably give you them words. Get your shit and get out.
All right. So now,
it's her house.
On that note right there, because I just wrote it down, we're going to take a break and we're going to come back in and discuss the flip side of that. Because we're going to discuss the flip side of that. So, Mel, do what you do and take us to break. So make it get ready for round 2. Because I told him I was going to give him some shit today. So he just opened the first door on that one. Go on and take us somewhere while I drink my Clearly Canadian.
Itchy, squirmy, scratchy, family not getting clean? Get Charmin Ultra Strong. Go get 'em. It just cleans better. With a diamond weave texture, your family can use less while still getting clean.
Goodbye, itchy squirm. Hello, cream bottom.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
At Hampton Law, our primary goal is to provide non-traditional yet effective solutions and redefine the approach to client legal concerns. As your trusted legal advisor, we believe in sophisticated, personalized services that eliminate the confusion and complexity sometimes associated with legal matters. Our high standard for client care and concern, coupled with our extensive legal knowledge and skills, make Hampton Law a resource focused on the protection of the client's interest and overall goals. We value our clients and truly enjoy working with them. Visit thamptonlaw.com to conveniently schedule an appointment online. Tamika Hampton Esquire, 1631 Rock Springs Road, Suite 336, Apopka, Florida, 407-494-1471. thamptonlaw.com.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
Stride K-12 powered schools are ready to put over 20 years of being a leader in online education to work for you. Dive into curriculum design for the online classroom. Team up with state-certified teachers trained in virtual instruction. Take control of your child's education journey. Discover the power of personalized learning with a leader experienced in preparing kids for a future they can be excited about. Take charge. Stride K-12. Enroll now for the fall.
All right. Trina Joe was talking trash. I'm gonna tell her too, Joe. Now, where Omega at? I need Omega back. Cause he was starting some shit. All right. So before we left, Omega said something that a woman had brought up to me before. I know he was gonna walk into it like he did, cause he didn't let me know. But Omega said that when a brother move into a house with a woman, he on a month-to-month lease. That's what you said, right, brother?
Most definitely.
So what happened when she moved in with the man?
Month to month, if you paying.
Okay.
If you're not paying, that motherfucker day to day.
So what happened with a woman? Then should a woman move in with a man?
If they serious, I think so. Yeah.
But ain't she on the same thing? The month to month
Yes.
or day to day if she ain't paying? So when does the comfort level kick in?
For me personally, the comfort level kick in when you get married. If we not married, this is the same way some, not all, but some women say if we not married, no ring on my finger, I'm single. Then it's the same way. We live together. For a man, if you come and stay with a man and he trying to put you out, he got 30 days. He got to call the law, do whatever. He got 30 days to get you out of the house. All I'm saying is when it's reversed for a man, when she ready to get you out the house, you got 30 days. Because she definitely going to file whatever she got filed. Boy, you getting up out of there, my boy.
So you're saying men,
when a woman wants you gone.
Or men are more forgiving when it comes to the woman?
I think so, most definitely.
I just wonder because I'm like, that should apply to both of them. Because most time when a woman move in with a man, she ain't picking up the bill. She may contribute, but is she picking up something? The man in most situations is expected to pick up something.
So, but from what I hear, isn't that situation where a woman moves in with a man, isn't that what most women want? And maybe if somebody in the chat chime in and let me know, I'm under the impersonation or under the impression, excuse me, that women, the average woman wants a man who's established, stable, her and her children come in, move with him. He takes care of everything, the bills, whatever, and they build a life together. Would you agree that that's what the average woman wants or no?
I think that's what the average woman dreams of. But according to what I've been reading, more often than not, the man moves in with a woman. That's why, and I'm sure you look at Facebook, you always see guys talking about how they got put out the house because they moved in with her, because they was living with their mama, or they was living with their grandmama, they were living with a friend somewhere. We the ones who are always homeless. It seems like we ain't never got our own shit. Because I always ask guys, how she put you out of her house when the whole conversation with welfare came up? Well, if she on welfare, if you were a provider, why is she on welfare? Because I've had my own house. You can't put me out my own house. It just ain't gonna never happen. She can only put me out of her shit. And welfare is only involved if she on welfare. So, when I ask the guys that question, then all of a sudden they ain't got nothing to say. Because you got your own place. If your girl come over there and get mad, who can she call to kick you out your own place?
That's true. But some situations, the man I am now, I have to admit, I wasn't always this man. So there have been times in my life where the place is in the woman's name.
Right.
Yes, I'm bringing in money, contributing, paying the bills, but the place is in her name because what I'm doing, I can't put my name on nothing.
Right.
So in them type of situations, it make more sense to put it in her name. Or let's say me and a woman in a relationship. I'm all about what works for us. So me and a woman, this has actually happened to me. Me and a woman were in a relationship. When we got into our relationship, she was on assistance. And I would say maybe I won't say that. I'll say maybe about 6 months into our relationship, she gets housing. The type of housing that they're providing is bigger than my spot, bigger than her spot. So we can move together. We 6 months in, we really feeling each other. The vibe is there. I end up marrying her. This is my ex-wife. So I end up marrying this woman. But when we first moved together, me and my ex-wife, her place was on assistance, and the type of money I was bringing in, that took care of everything else. The rent was discounted. So for me, like I say, I'm not big on necessarily man's role, woman's role. I'm more big on getting it done. So, me and my wife was able to live that first year. I didn't even report none of my income. We never reported that we was married. We never reported nothing. We let it slide, but we understand what's going on. And we got to a position where to this day, my ex-wife is on her feet. She got everything she needs. When we divorced, I was fine. I was straight. She was straight. You know what I mean? We didn't need no lawyers because we was both good. And that was because in the beginning, we was able to break down and understand where we was at. I got some money. Well, she has this resource. And then we put those things together. So I keep saying it over and over, and I will always say it. I'm not stuck on any one thing being the way. I'm more anything that works for your situation. You and that woman should figure that shit out.
Right. But see, and I think you put something in there that most women don't experience. From listening to the stories they tell about the guys that move in. You were making money, you just couldn't report your money. Most of these women, as Antoinette said, the women are carrying the man in a relationship. He driving their car, they doing this. They always borrowing $10, $15, $20, $100 from her because they can't find the job that they want. They trying to get their rap career off. They don't want to work for the man. Whatever crazy shit it is they gotta say. See, you were just doing something off the books. That's what we'll call it. So you were still providing for the household as opposed to just coming in there and taking. And like I say, from looking at what most of them are doing, they're not the guys are not providing. They just need a place to stay. They ain't coming with a car. They ain't coming with nothing other than hard dick and a grumbling stomach.
Right.
One of the examples that I heard that was a common one was that even if the woman can find a job, the unemployed dude don't want to help the woman with the kids to make it easy so she can get a job. Because now he'd rather take a little part-time job making nothing so that she can't take a good job making enough for them to move out, because emasculation mentally, and Omega said this, we're emasculated because she make more money than us. I think that's one of the dumbest shits I ever heard. You won't date a woman because she makes more than you. You are afraid of her because she makes more money than you. So you are limiting yourself. Clearly, if she willing to date you, she don't care. but you will limit your.
That's
man,
another reason why I don't understand. I don't understand these men who complain so much about, you know, when I say people, our people, I'm speaking of black people, so I'm just calling it what it is. I don't understand these men who say, you know, black women are gold diggers, black women are this, black women are that, because from my experience, serious relationship, not sleeping with someone, but serious relationship, I've only been with one woman who made less money than me. Most of the women that I dealt with made more money than me and didn't have an issue with. I'll give you an example. One time I went out on a date with a woman. Me and her ended up dealing with each other for a nice little minute. I went out on a date with her. It was our first date. You know, of course, I do the whole, you know, grown man thing. Look, be ready at this time. Da 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 da. I'm gonna pick you up. Blah 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 blah. Set the whole mood. Set the whole vibe. We go out on a date. I leave to go to the bathroom. When I come back, I try to pay the tab so we can leave. And the waitress tells me, no, the tab's already taken care of. So now instantly I'm looking around the bar to see what dude is hitting on my girl trying to pay this tab. And then the bartender looked at the lady and looked and said, can I tell him? And then she gave her a wink. And the lady said, oh, the lady paid it, but she didn't, you know, she just didn't want you to feel a way about it. I can't express to you how many times situations like that have happened to me. So when men say these things like women are gold diggers, like, bro, I barely see that, because most of the women I'm with don't mind spending money, because their last situation, they, like you said, they was footing the whole entire bill anyway.
Right.
And then they come across a man where I don't need you to foot the bill. I got you, baby. Sit back. I got you. Most of the time, most women I come across, even though I'm telling her I got it, that woman will step up and be like, you sure? Or she'll grab and check herself. You understand what I'm saying? So from my experience, I don't understand the stereotype that's on black women, because most black women I come across either pay half or pay all the bills anyway.
Well, and I think a lot of dudes have never run across a good woman, or the woman they want is the one they can't get. Because, you know, when I did the show, I want to say last week or 2 weeks ago, there are very few women that I have ever dated who didn't pay for a lot of stuff. You know, I don't expect them to pay for the first date, but they were trying to put in what they could. And guys, oh, women don't do this. Well, as we said
don't do
earlier,
it for you. That's
right.
what they should say. They don't do it for me,
because
they do it. They just don't do it for you.
And
right,
I don't want a woman paying for the first date. I just, you know, and I use the Oprah example. If Oprah said, "Hey, baby, I want," you know, we acting like I ain't married. I ain't even in Oprah, but Oprah like, yeah, I want to go to the French Riviera. I want to take you to French Riviera for the weekend. See, I can't afford to do that on the first date. So our first date, we're going to stop by Waffle House before we go to the airport. Because in my world, the man is supposed to pay for the first date. The man has to. This is how you start establishing dominance, for lack of a better word. You got to step up and do your part. I can't compete with Oprah money, but if I meet a woman who making, as you say, she making $1 million, what is it I can truly do? Well, shit, you know, we're going to still go to Olive Garden. We're going to go somewhere I can afford. And then, you know,
you got to at least show her that you can. Right. On your level. That on your level, just show her that you can. You might not be on her level, but on my level, I can take you out to eat. I can make sure you got a roof over your head. I can make sure we got wheels. You know, it might not be her level, you know what I mean? But at least you showing her on your level, you can at least maintain the basic human, you know, things that a grown man needs to be able to do.
And I can show that I'm not intimidated, which to me is part of the emasculation. Me and Omega can hang in the same place. I'm sure Omega, like me, has been around guys who have made more money. They didn't emasculate us because they had more than us. I've been with clients who've taken me to restaurants where I couldn't afford the spinach dip. It didn't make me feel no kind of way. I was cool with my bottle of water. It's like, get some. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, nah, get this. That didn't emasculate me. I know my limit. So, and that's part of being a man, knowing that everything ain't for you to be in charge of or run. Sometimes you get people who can do better or do more, and you sit back and enjoy the fact that you know people who can do this. You know, I took Trina to one of my friends' house. It's a mini mansion. Didn't make me feel no kind of way. But it's like, hey man, anytime y'all want to come over here, stay over here. To me, that means I got a friend who got a place we can stay. It's got a nice pool. It's got some guest bedrooms. Why would I feel intimidated by him? He cool as a fan. But when you run across these dudes, as Trina and Antoinette talking about, when a woman makes too much, it becomes a competition simply because they're insecure. Ladies, this is where you have to know what you're dealing with. Do you want to deal with an insecure man? You can't say no and stay with him hoping he's going to change. It's hard to be in a relationship with an insecure man. Now, when a man is by himself, he can get over his insecurities and be prepared for the next relationship. I don't think he can do it in the middle of a relationship because he's competing while trying to get over his insecurity. And every time you try to pay for something, you're making him more insecure. And as we were saying, you want to do something nice that he can't afford to do. You want to go to Olive Garden. He want to go to Burger King. Well, you tired of Burger King, but that's all he can afford. When he can't afford that and you take him anyway, he gonna feel emasculated because you're competing. Why you always got to pay for stuff? You know, when I did the scenario about the guy whose credit card declined, you know, women say, well, I'm gonna slip him the money. Why are you gonna slip him the money on your credit card? So I'm supposed to hand a serve or credit card that says Katrina on it, and that's not emasculating? So she ain't gonna know that I don't look like a Katrina. So if your man ain't proud enough of you or can love the fact that you can handle something when he ain't got, which is another thing I'm gonna speak for Omega and Mo. We love when our women got us when we ain't got it. Part of the story Omega just told was he didn't have it at one point. His woman was doing a lot. But now he's stepping back up. We love that. That ain't nothing that intimidates us or makes us feel less than. But even in the role of being protector and providing all this other stuff, we're not there. It's great to have a woman who can keep us level or bring us up a little bit till we can get back on top. But remember when I said the key was, ladies, at one point you got to see this in him. If you ain't never seen it in him, don't think he gonna come up. Don't think he gonna come up. And unless he 26, 27, ain't no 40-year-old man learning to come up now. If he ain't never had shit, he ain't gonna never have shit. If he in the middle of getting some shit, say it again, bro.
Good rule of thumb. I would say a good rule of thumb. When you meet a man, does he have his own place? But you don't stop there. How long has he been in that place? If he got a new apartment, a new place every 3, 4, 5, 6 months, it's a man that's not paying the bills and riding it out and jumping from place to place, spot to spot. He got some sort of plug on credit where he able to do it. If he's been at the same spot for a year and some change, a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years, he been paying his steady bills, he lived by himself. Those are the type of men you should, maybe give, put them at the top of the list as far as priorities. Because a lot of times a lady will come over a man's crib or see a man at the club, in the car, or, fill in the blank and not recognize the things that us regular men see. Like, put it like this. One time, I'll give you an example. Things that ladies don't notice. Coming out of the club, I'm in DC. Come out of the club. It's a dude in a nice car. I'm not going to name the type of car. He jump in the car. He pull it up to the front. All the ladies, looking at the car. Now, on the side of the car, there's a little sticker with a green E. Most women don't know what that means, but that it's an enterprise rental car.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But a lot of people will be fooled because you're in the car, da-da-da-da-da. So my point is, don't be fooled by what you first see. And this is to the ladies, what you initially see with a man, the consistency is key. Don't be fooled because he texts you every single day for the first week. Now you in love because the consistency. Do he text you a month from now every day? You understand what I'm saying? Right. When I'm trying to get you as a woman, yes, I'm gonna text you every day because I want you. Once I get you, that's a different scenario of how that man is going to treat you and how he views you once he actually gets you. And a lot of times I think our sisters specifically get wrapped up in the chase. They want to be chased. They want to feel loved. They want to feel valued, which is totally understandable for our women specifically to want to feel valued, but just don't fall for the initial wave of value you get. You understand what I'm saying?
Don't confuse the chase for sex as the chase for a relationship. Them two different chases. The chase for a relationship is steady and ongoing. The chase for sex is until he gets on.
Exactly. And back to, he might have a bag right now, but you never know. Y'all seen how everybody was when them PPP loans hit. He might have a bag right now, but what was he doing a year ago? What was he doing 2 years ago? Is it steady progress up? He had this job, he got a promotion, or is it he was a bum, now he's sitting on 100,000? Well, that man probably doing something illegal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Waiting to go to jail. And the
You know,
example
so
you gave is a great one. And it's like, when I say with Trina lived in Syracuse. Before Trina came down here, I flew her down here to see where she would be living, because I was renting at the time and I still had 2 more years left on my lease. I said, this is where we're gonna be living. No, I got no space for you. I got no space for your girls. I brought her down here so she could see what I got going. See how I'm living. It's a school around the corner. These are school grades. Boom, 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 boom. So she knew kind of what I was working with. When you, as Omega was saying, y'all dealing with guys who stay with their mama, and don't get it twisted. I used to live with my mama, and it's funny because one of the women said, "Oh, I didn't know this, I didn't know that." But when she said, "I won't date a man who lived with his mama," I removed myself. But you never said why. What you never gave a reason why. Your whole statement was, "I won't date a man who lived with his mama." But I was building my credit. I was making good money, and I was traveling. I didn't want to pay, and I'm not in my apartment or house for 2 to 3 weeks at a time. I could give my mama some money, save half my money. I'm taking care of mom. I got my savings. I can still get a hotel or go wherever. So I had a financial plan. Well, I didn't know all that. I said, you're right. You never asked. You made a statement, and it ain't my job to change. I ain't here to change nobody's mind. If I ain't the type you like, you know what? I'm cool with that. I ain't never tried to convince a woman that I was the right one if she already put me on her list to not be. And it's like, but you got to look at the bigger picture. There are certain things I used to think about as a boy that I wouldn't want in a woman. But as you look at the bigger picture, you got to look at other things. It's like, I like women with kids, but I want to see how you treat your kids. Just having kids won't do it. I need to see how you treat your kids. I need to see what your nurturing is like, because I'm a hell of a provider. My weakness can be in nurturing sometimes. But I can make sure that we're going to be situated. Can you make sure that while I'm gone, ain't nobody going to be driven crazy because you're doing crazy shit? And this is part of the whole process that we have to look at. We have to look at this, and we keep saying partnership, and I'm cool with the term partnership. I'm just not personally. I'm not cool with 50-50. But as a man of means who has what would you call a relationship with you and your wife? Because y'all doing business
with my wife.
Yeah.
With my wife, I would say partnership.
And that's what we're talking about. We ain't talking about nobody else. Yeah, we talking about when she gets serious.
But I'll be completely honest. I'm not okay with it. That was a part of one of the things that I conceded to in our relationship. For me, marriage for me is a man has a vision, he has a goal, he has a destiny of where he's trying to get to. He marries the woman that is going to help him get there. For her, it was a man and a woman come together and create their own destiny that's new and separate from what he was doing, and they work to get there. That's hers. And then so, like you said, I love her and we do stupid things for love. So I have to be honest, from my perspective, I'm not okay with it being a partner. I feel like my wife should not be my partner. I feel like she should be my helpmeet. But this woman I loved, to the point where, okay, I will accept the partnership. But like I said to y'all earlier, I need a section where I am the man. I need a section where we're not a partnership. It's not 50-50. I say any and everything I say goes in this situation right here. And so I have to create that for myself. I just love this woman enough that I understand the relationship and the bond between man and woman. I don't necessarily dominate that with her because that's not what she's looking for. But I need to dominate.
I think you mix too many things. Because you can have a partnership and it be 80-20. All partnerships aren't 50-50. So the true relationship should still be a partnership. There's always a primary owner and other owners. So I think you're getting caught up in mixing something. You don't want to be equals.
Okay, so yeah, I say that. I don't want to be equals, even though I'm in a situation now where we are equals, because my woman makes the type of money that she makes, and she's affluent and does the things she do, and I'm proud of that. And like I said, I love the woman. So in me and her relationship, we are equals, but I just also need a space where I'm equal to none. This is my space,
right?
Which is kind of
in the home. In the home, who's the head of household?
I am.
So you got a space where you're the king. even in
But
your
that's in my
partnership.
home. That's in my home. In
And
her home,
in her home,
it's a partnership.
Cause who
Like I
said
don't
it?
even try to.
Cause you said it, cause she said it.
This is just, giving the inside scoop, but I'll just say we kind of had our conflicts. And because I got my own space and she got her own space, I was just the type of man, look, I'm not about to fight you about it. If I'm not king here, that's fine. This is your abode, your queendom. This over here is my kingdom. So there are certain things that fly, at my house, where if I come over her house, I can't put it like this. I smoke. I can't smoke in the house. That's her home.
Right.
You understand? I can't come in there and smoke or whatever. But when she come to my house, hey, baby, you gonna sit right here on the bed while I lay right here on the bed and smoke. That's just what it is. This is my house. So, I need those spaces where I am in charge. But I also respect our space that me and her have, where I have to be honest. We are a partner. And at my house, ain't no partnership. Ain't no 80-20. It ain't no 99-1. It's 100. It's me. It's my shit. How I say go. If you don't like it, you can always go back to your shit. I'll see you tomorrow. But I need a space where this is my spot. I do what I want here. I smoke here. I drink. I play my music as loud as I want. She one of the people that sleep where, it can't be no sound. I like sleeping with music. Well, there's going to be some days, man, I want to get a good night's rest. I'm going home. If you come over here, I'm not turning that music down. I love you. I'll be back at your house. Hey, she better figure it out. However it works. However it works.
Hey, be a problem solver. Get the earplug, damn it. But see, and that's one of the things he's saying. But you got to realize when you're in a point where you can make these kind of decisions, and too many times I think, based on the conversations, is women get with dudes who have certain demands, but they don't have the vision or the necessities to make that demand reality. Because
I agree.
You can want a 5-bedroom, a 5-bedroom house. You can want a $600,000 house, but you can't want it flipping burgers at Burger King. So if you
a lot of the fellas want to be the boss, but don't want to pay the cost.
Right. They just want to. Hey, I got a mustache, a beard, and a penis. I should be running shit. But what have you done? What have you done?
Right.
When she got to go on her account because you did something crazy to bail you out because you don't even have your own bond money.
Happened before.
Right. But and you have to accept where you are. Right now, I need her. She is protecting and providing for me. What do I need to do to step up your game? And this is where I think women don't hold us accountable enough. Women, ladies, if you really into him, make him step up. If he can't step up, either accept the fact that you don't want what you claiming, or you're willing to have less. And this is the problem I have with both men and women. They settle for things that they don't want and blame the other person for it. Well, you knew this person never had potential. You knew this person never had a vision. So why did you think, you thought getting married was going to make them do more? And for some people it does. But in order to do more, you have to have done something. If you ain't never done shit, and it's like I say, when we hit a certain age, I ain't saying we can't grow, but we ain't going to work hard like we could in our 20s and 30s when we didn't need as much sleep. I'm 50-something. I'm not finna be working no 60 to 80 hour a week job. I'm just not finna do it. I can't. Omega, how old are you again?
I'm 44. I'll be 44 in December.
Okay, see, Omega still he right on the cusp where he finna stop working them damn 50, 60 hour weeks because the shit get tiring. You don't get time to enjoy life. At this point in the hustle, I'm supposed to be enjoying the fruits of my labor from the past few years. That's why, I always think it's funny when I see guys who 60, who older than me, talking about they still working a full-time job. I'm like, dude, what the hell have you been doing? I know everybody ain't as fortunate as me to have fully retired at 44 because I had a plan. But damn, you 60. You ain't got 25 years in nowhere yet? Nowhere? I'm confused.
Hey, D, did you grow up with your dad?
No.
So where would you say? Because for me personally, I have to attest the place I am in my life now is due to growing up with a father and him kind of knocking my head and keeping me straight. Where did you get that from? To have the plan to retire at 40, to do all of that, where does that come from?
Well, but because one, I was doing shit I ain't had no business doing, but I had people who didn't want me in that lifestyle, and they start making me pay attention and stuff. My mother's struggles taught me how to deal with money and how to start saving money. And she would tell me little things. And my biological sperm donor, as much as I don't like him, he taught me what I didn't want to be. Even though I was never around him, I knew the things he had done. I mean, I still had contact with him. I knew he was a shitty person, and I knew I didn't want to be that shitty person. So I learned how to start doing things with money, how to start doing this, and then I was fortunate enough. I went to the military, and like I say, my mom dated a couple of good dudes who taught me some things, who gave me some knowledge. And sometimes it don't hit you when they tell you; it hits you later on, but you remember that, and then it kick in. So yeah. There are things I wanted. I wanted, I'm sure like me. Being single and having a bunch of women, that's a great life. But having one woman is a greater life. But you got to grow to that stage. It's like when I'm gonna do a show about men who got kids. When did you actually become a good father? Most of us in our 20s, we don't have the mentality to be fathers. We shouldn't have kids, but we do. But we're not there. But when we get to our mid-30s, early 40s, that's when we start taking it seriously. And because we understand life a little bit better, we ain't doing the same hustle and grind. And when you 20, you really don't focus on kids. The reason women can be better at it, in my opinion, is because the moment they get pregnant, they become a mother. We don't become a father until the baby come out. So they got 9 months of getting to know this person and loving this person. We're not there. We can say we can say all we want to, but in reality, we're not. So once you understand who you are and you got the mentors, or you got the open-mindedness, and I'll just take you for instance. When I came in your inbox, what made you not shut me out? What made you take anything I said to heart and start doing things? We talked about you doing the show. We talked about a lot of different things, and we had never met. What made you take what I was saying to you to heart?
Honestly, you being a black man and being older. So, when I was younger, like I said, I grew up with a father. On my father's side, I grew up with a grandmother and a grandfather. They both married. On my mother's side, I grew up with a grandmother, grandfather, both married. So I've always grew up with men who are older than me. And, for a while in my life, I chose to run the streets, but I always listened to my OGs or the old heads, or I was that young boy that the uncles would be like, man, that little young boy right there, he gonna be all right, because I would actually be listening to what they're saying. So, I've developed an ear for wisdom. So, when a person that's older than me is speaking, it's not hard for me to discern, is this to help me or is this to hurt me? And then, like I said, the things that you were saying, and like you said, were things that could benefit me, and I could see the wisdom in it. So, it just in my nature to listen to somebody who's in a position or in a place where I'm trying to get to.
And I'm saying
I'm trying to be like you. I'm trying to be like you when I grow up. I ain't gonna hold you.
Hey, don't be broke with a woman who see. I lost my hair. I wanted to hold on to it. She made me lose my hair. I got hoodwinked, bamboozled, and led astray. I'm gonna tell you about that after the show. But yeah, I mean, but seriously, this is where you gotta be. Understand who you're dealing with, and if you're cool where he is, you meet him where he is, and during the process of y'all courting and getting to know each other, is he growing or is he stagnant? Mm-hmm. If he's stagnant during the chasing portion of a relationship, he ain't gonna get no better. He ain't gonna get no better. Once Trina got here, I started looking for a house because I knew this is what I wanted. I didn't want to keep renting. I wanted a house. So bam, that's what we did. So yep, I'm getting to you. Ooh, she came in quick. I gotta go back to the scenario. But this is what men have to do. We have to be more open to helping each other out, giving a kind word, giving a word of encouragement, or passing on some knowledge. It don't have to be to your cousin, your uncle, your nephew. It can be to somebody who you see with potential. That's what I saw in Omega. Omega just ran with it. And then he shared stuff with me because I ain't too old to learn from somebody just because they're younger than me or because they got more hair than me and won't give me no gin. But them different stories. But this is what we have to do. This is how we protect the kingdom And this is how we grow. This is how we grow. This is how we can become a community and look out for each other and stop being scared to help our own people out or people that we don't know. If you look like me and you mean well, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. All right. So I gotta get my shout out to my super duper dope producer and Melodic Getaways. She got go ahead and run it now. She got all kind of things going on. She got this party going on. It's in, where is it? I show where she would talk sometime. But it's a one-time splash event for adults only 21 and over, all inclusive, topless, optional areas, a party atmosphere. Y'all got to check out Melodic Getaways. If you into travel, it's in Cancun. If you want to travel, and not just the regular places that we go, some are everywhere. Check out Melodic Getaways. It's a site, or you can write her at melodicgetaways@yahoo.com. Hey, check these things out, man. She got some stuff that I guarantee you your partners them ain't doing. So when you talk about your trip, where you went, she can send you to some places that everybody else ain't been to, so you get to tell your own story. So, like I say, Melodic Getaways is on Facebook. You can look it up, or you can shoot me something. I'll invite you to the group so you can look at some of the cruises and plans she got going. If it's somewhere that you know you want to go, shoot her an email, melodicgetaways@yahoo.com. Give her some dates that you want to go, and let her plan for you. Let her plan it for you. This is what we do. We promote each other. You know, I'm gonna get some of this Sankofa gin if I have to drive to wherever this brother is and meet him on the highway and he throw it from his car to my truck. But we gonna get some of this, because one show I ain't gonna have no Clearly Canadian. I'm gonna have some Sankofa gin, and we're gonna drink Sankofa and do some cheers. Cause he been coming to Atlanta for 2 years now, so I ain't gonna call him out because he my guest and he my little brother. But sometimes you do have to nudge brothers. You have to nudge brothers. And as we talk about supporting Black businesses, I'm not a big fan of it unless it's a good business. I will support a good business. If I got a good white business and a good Black business, I'm gonna support the Black business. But you gotta earn that the same way white people gotta earn it. So when you find a good Black business, support it, shout them out. Buy something from him if you can, and if you can't, you can still tell other people about it. There's certain things that my friends said that I don't use, but I will give them their credit. I will share the information. That's what we got to start doing. It's 7:50. You got any parting words for me, Omega, before we get out of here? You got to unmute yourself.
My bad. I said parting words, I guess, to the fellas on the conversation of emasculation. I would just say I agree with my brother. You can only be emasculated if you're emasculated. And if that doesn't make sense to you, think of the Jill Scott quote. Once she said, she doesn't want a man to tell her to shut up and be quiet unless he can tell her to shut up and be quiet. You know what I mean? It's a certain thing that, you know, certain things about certain men who have that je ne sais quoi, who are able to move the way that they move. So if you are that man, no woman can emasculate you. If you find yourself being emasculated, then I think you need to look within on why that's happening. To the ladies, as far as emasculation, I would just say, if you have a man that is masculine and y'all are bumping heads, he's masculine and y'all are bumping heads, that's because you're masculine. You're going to have to, as hard as it is, kind of focus in on your feminine side, feminine energy, and kind of exist in that feminine energy, which takes a lot of trust. But if you got a good man, he's a masculine man, and you trust him, then go ahead and exist in that feminine, and, you know, try your best not to emasculate him.
And the second one he's saying, ladies, I'm gonna say this. There's no such thing as toxic masculinity, like there's no such thing as toxic femininity. They're toxic people. But ladies,
agree.
If you are with a guy and he don't bring out your feminine side, you got a decision to make. If he doesn't allow you to listen, I love Black women. I think y'all the greatest thing ever made.
Hands down.
If you're with a guy and he don't allow you to take your cape off and stop being Superwoman unless that's what you want to be the rest of your life, let it go. You should be able to take off your cape and relax with him based on what most of y'all are telling me y'all want, because every man ain't gonna have everything. Every woman ain't gonna have everything, but you should have the ability to take your cape off. Fellas, if you gotta always be strong in a relationship, if you gotta always make decisions, if you can't have a bad day and your woman can't step up for you and run shit for the 2 or 3 days while you down, I'm gonna tell you that she ain't for you, because you're gonna get sick. Some days you ain't gonna be up for the battle. Some days, if we're being honest, we need to be babies. And we just want to not be responsible for shit. Ain't nothing like having a woman who can pick up the slack till we get back up on our speed. Ain't nothing like it, because we can't always be strong. It gets tiring. Just like it gets tiring for the women to always have to be superwoman and pick up our slack. I only need you to pick up my slack every now and then, because some days I'm tired, I'm sleepy, I got hit with some krypton, whatever. I think that's what the bulk of men want from a woman. I think that's what the bulk of women want from a man. It's somebody they can be comfortable with, where we ain't always got to be superheroes. It get old. It get old. But when you see it ain't what's going on, I don't need to keep trying to force it, especially if you're over 40. Ain't much going to change. Ain't much going to change. So when we're doing this, we got to understand that you are your decisions. Nobody else. When you see somebody ain't shit and you stay there, you made the decision to stay. If you're unhappy because of your partner, you made the decision to stay. If you got too in debt because you trusted somebody and they betrayed your trust, you made that decision. At some point, accountability and responsibility come in. Quit blaming everybody else and figure out why you, who can't be fooled or tricked, you've been in the streets and you know all the games and hustle, how you got hustled. That was on you. Because you. Every now and then you're going to make some good decisions. You can pat yourself on the back. When you make a bad decision, say, damn, I fucked up. How can I make this better? And get to it. Don't keep blaming somebody else. Nobody made you make a bad decision unless they had a gun to your head. So get that done. So in closing, because I got something that ain't going to take but a hot second, we talk about symbolism. And damn, I don't even have the guy's name with me. But do y'all remember the little black kid that got shot knocking on the wrong door and the white dude shot him? I was watching the news the other day and the story came up. And these are the things that we got to promote more. That there are a lot of good things that happen. People can tell us that we don't stick together, we don't do this, don't shit, that, yada, yada, yada. When good news come out, it's our job to promote it. Not wait for somebody else to do it. We can share it and change the whole narrative. But this little boy who got shot, and I can't remember his name right now, but Mel, do you have that ready for me? They raised over $3 million for this little black boy. $3 million. I don't remember seeing a bunch of posts about people donating to it. We do all kind of other GoFundMe shits, and I hate them. But with that $3 million, his mom was able to take off work to take care of him while he was healing, to pay for his surgeries because they didn't have enough insurance. $3 million. Ain't no need in comparing it to what somebody white got. That ain't the point. The point is, if we're going to do symbolism, let's support those who truly need supporting. This little kid didn't do nothing wrong. He wasn't a criminal. He ran into a really bad person who shot him for the dumbest of reasons. And we can be mad and whatever. It wasn't going to make nothing better. But for those people who donated to that, and it was a lot of us who donated to the GoFundMe, man, he was on TV and it was lovely. It just made me feel a certain kind of way. This is what we should be sharing. This is how we keep him going strong. He gonna get his therapy because he a little shocked. His brothers always scared when he ain't home by a certain time. His dad can't sleep at night because when it all happened, his dad was sleeping. And he didn't hear the phone when it rang that his son got shot. So those are his nightmares. The brothers don't want to go nowhere because they don't want their big brother to come get them. This is the heartwarming stuff that we need to discuss more. And we need to say how we come together and uplift one another. So we can do a lot of good. We can do a lot of good. We can help each other out. I helped Omega out with just some tips for free. I don't know this brother, but he had potential. This is what we can do. I ain't never met Mel, but she got some hella vacation plans. This is what we can do to help each other. This is who we are. But these are the narratives that we have to control. when we do something, when we find somebody who's good or something else, share it on your social media page. It's free. You don't have to run trash articles. You don't have to put up dumbass scenarios. You don't have to put up none of this stuff that makes us always look like we ain't shit. Change the narrative and promote some good shit. Say what we're doing. And I should have had the clip with Dion. He said something and everybody didn't like it. But Dion said the next time one of your teammates get into a fight and you walk off, you won't be on this team no more. You do not let nobody come in here and jump on one of your teammates. That is life. You ain't supposed to fight. And we ain't promoting fighting. But if the fight start, what Malcolm said, if they hit, we hitting harder. This is what we got to start doing. You're not going to come in here and tell what we got, mess up what we got, or none of that. And all we're going to do is watch and say, oh, I don't know what was going on. We got to stand up and start protecting each other. Once we do that, we become a force. Because right now, ain't nobody scared of us. Because all they got to do is drop $100 and we'll fight each other for that $100. As opposed to looking at it and be like, yo, Omega, what's up? Let's just get the $100. You get 50, I get 50. We ain't got to fight to see who's going to get 100. We can just split it and both of us get 50. We didn't have 100 before, but we too greedy. I want the 100 to myself. Omega be like, oh man, I got 4 kids. I should get more than you because I got more kids than you. Let's just split the 50 and go from there. It was something that we still never had. This is what we got to start doing as a people. Stop looking out for ourselves as opposed to collective. Once you look out for others, it's like they say, when you give a woman something, she can multiply it. When you give somebody something and then you develop a friend, your blessings start coming. Because now you got somebody who's looking out for you because you looked out for them. So with that being said, me and Omega, we're going to be back because we got some more shit we got to start. But it's 8 o'clock, so I got to get ready to dip. And Trina swear she locked up in the basement catching Stockholm Syndrome. I don't know who locked her up. She always on some shit. See, Omega, this ain't what you want, brother. I'm being terrorized. Over him. But as always, I want to thank y'all for joining the show. I want to thank Melly Mel for doing her thing. And making me a better host, or making for stopping in and shooting the shit with me. Trina, I don't even know what to say about you. But until next week, y'all know what it is, right? Peace, popcorn, and chicken grease. And we out.